Hello everyone, Magdalena here, Wolf of Coins. Thank you so much for tuning in. Firstly, I wanted to thank every viewer who commented on my Tarot de Marseille videos. It makes me very happy because I love Tarot de Marseille. I think it's a fantastic type of deck. And it's a great adventure to explore this deck. So if you're interested, I will be talking a little bit about Tarot de Marseille today. However, it will be a bit different to my regular practical approach. I wanted to talk more about major arcana, how I see them, what thoughts I had during the years I've been using Tarot de Marseille. So yeah, I know that there are like loads of videos about what does this major mean to me, or what can it represent, and what kind of archetype. Well, yeah, I know, but this will be my take on it. It's like I won't cover everything here, but as I said, just some thoughts, and I will be talking specifically about Tarot de Marseille. So today I will be using this beautiful Tarot de Marseille by Pierre Madeny, 1709, by Yves Renaud, and reproduced by him. And I think it will be a little series. I hope I will continue with it. But when we look at Tarot de Marseille, we can see that it's very impressive how interconnected all the cards are with each other, because some symbols, some elements appear in various cards, so we can connect them with each other. And it's one of the greatest joys of working with Tarot de Marseille, finding all those similarities. And during your reading, when it helps you to interpret the cards, or just for fun when you're looking at the cards and enjoying them. So there are many ways to put the cards together. I will be discussing them in pairs, so there should be like 11 videos. But probably there will be only 10, and I will explain later why. Anyway, there are various ways you can do that. One of them is to create a pair by, you go from 1 to 10, and then you start the second 10, and then you sum up the digits. So for example, 13 would be 1 plus 3, even though it's Roman numerals, so it's it doesn't sum up as the same as Arabic. But yeah, so then you would have a pair of the Emperor and Death, and then you can look at these two cards and see what are the similarities, what is different, how can they be connected. It's a great exercise for your brain. But my favorite way of pairing the cards is to take 1 and 10 plus 1. So it would be 1 and 11, 2 and 12, 3 and 13, and so on. So today I will be starting with Le Bateleur, so the Magician, and La Force. So yeah, first this little guy, not a little, but he's so cute. I love this depiction of the Magician in Pierre Madeny deck. This face is just one of my favorites. He's so gorgeous. Anyway, I will be, as I said, I will be sharing my thoughts, and because it's me, my thoughts always usually include some mythology, so I will be sprinkling this all with some gods and goddesses archetypes here and there. So let's start. He is number 1, so it means like it means beginnings. It's number 1, and kind of cohesion. When I look at him, what he's doing, what he has, like all those tools, what he's said to be, I think that he's great with doing tricks, right? And probably he's great with manual skills. He can, I imagine that he can probably outspeak anybody. Like, you know, there are those people who are just gifted like that, and and you cannot ever compete with them in the skill of talking. I think he also likes to be the focus of attention. That's his job, basically. That's how he makes his living. He is a cunning person, and he has many aces up his sleeve. Even though there are no cards here, but yeah, come on. As a number 1 and a man, he can represent Hermes from Greek mythology, or Mercury from like Latinized version. And Hermes originally was a phallic god, so he was worshipped as a pole, simply, which represented the phallus. And we even have this wand here. And yeah, number 1 is, you know, it's that shape, you guys. So so he has this masculine energy about him. But when we look at the image here, he's a young boy with golden locks, and those golden locks resemble a bit golden locks of god Apollo, who was the sun god. And also similarly to a Welsh god, and I never know how to pronounce his name, Liw Lo Giffes, I suppose, a Welsh god who was also a solar god like Apollo. He's good with manual skill and knows various tricks. There's this story of Liu, how he showed that he can find a solution to many obstacles by being very cunning and doing some tricks. The trickster archetype is also embodied by the Scandinavian Loki. I'm sure you've heard about him. So yeah, because he's kind of an illusionist, so you cannot really trust what you see. So it's his job to make you believe things that are not actually true. So that's again with this power of speech. He can convince you to various things that you normally wouldn't believe. So yeah, that's him. And now we go to this card, La Force, or Strength. So we can translate it, I suppose, also as power and force, simply. Yeah, whenever I looked at this image, this animal always seemed more like a dog to me than a lion, even though, well, it has this mane, but there are various dogs that also have this kind of hair. So I don't know, or maybe it looks a bit like a Chinese representation of a lion, because they didn't really look like lions. Anyway, this lady here, she represents great female strength, including, again, sexual awareness. So we had him here, also like connected to sexuality, as I mentioned, and her as well. The card might represent searching harmony with our animalistic nature, because as you see, this lion comes, might look like it's coming out of her skirt, so it might be this lower part of her, not the intellectual, civilized part, but the lower part. And when I'm talking about these things, probably you can find some of these in books about Tarot de Marseille, because I just, through the years, I was putting down things that inspired me, so I cannot really trace all of that to a specific book. Probably there is a lot about, I took from Chodorowski and Costa's book, but as I said, I cannot trace it all. There are many of my own ideas here. So yeah, anyway, the woman's head is usually has this line here, and it looks like it's been, yeah, like it's a severed head and just put on there. So it's kind of cut off from the rest of the body. So for me, it gives the message that you're supposed to find that harmony with your animalistic part, not by using your intellect, you know, the head, but the wisdom of your body, like trying to connect to your body on this, in this different way than intellectual, because yeah, it's a body. Another thing, I get the feeling that she's not really either opening or closing the mouth of the animal. She's like more, I see it like she's like, she might be opening and closing and just regulating how much it should be opened. So it's also, okay, you get in touch with your animalistic nature, this primal part of you, which should not be, you know, repressed. It should also take part in your life. However, you should know how how and when the jaws should be opened and when they should be, you know, a bit closed, because you need, after all, you need control. You cannot let the beast loose completely. Another meaning of the card would be struggle, because the task that she has here is not an easy one. So you need to really put a lot of effort into that. As also number 1, she can mean new possibilities of success if we work hard enough. If we put the effort, we can gain something. We can gain something if we discover our true strength. And it also represents the strength of will. So about goddess relationships, I would see her as the Lady of the Beasts, or Artemis, or Cybele, or Slavic Giovanna. We have her too. Lady of the wild animals in general. There are countless other goddess names, but I won't bore you with them. So about these two, we can see that they actually have similar hats, and it got reflected in Rider-Waite-Smith deck, where they both have those lemniscats above their heads. Here they just have big fancy hats, but they also like resemble each other in shape. They are also both standing, and what I thought that she could actually perform together with him, because he could, you know, do the juggling, and she could perform as the animal tamer. You know, they could be a pair of performers. And yeah, and in this pair, he is the masculine force, and she's the feminine. So I find them as a great couple, great pair, and this is one of the reasons I prefer the old numbering of strength as 11 as opposed to Rider-Waite-Smith 8. it's only one of the reasons. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please let me know. Also, if you would like some more like practical Tarot de Marseille videos and you have some suggestions for the topics, also please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!